Hello and welcome back to oneHOWTO. Today we're going to learn how to walk and dance in heels from scratch. So let's start with the position of the legs. My legs are never completely parallel. They always have a slight incline because our ankles have some elasticity outward. So if we put the weight on the outside, we'll lose balance. So I always keep the weight on the inside with a slight openness in my legs. This is called the bevel position. In this position, I drop my weight onto the supporting leg and let my hip shift out. Okay, so that's bevel. Walking in heels involves 3 steps. First, prepare and extend your leg. Then, shift your weight and finally transfer the weight completely to your hip. So it goes 1, 2, shift weight, 3. From the side, we start in the bevel position, extend the leg, 1, shift the weight, 2, making sure the back leg is fully extended and turned outward to maintain the line. On 3, shift the weight completely, placing it on your hips and repeat. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's important to feel that my leg has 3 points. A, toes, B, middle, and C, heel. My weight transitions from A to B to C, then back to A, B, C, maintaining this line. My hands move with my body and shoulders. Initially, it's helpful to keep palms facing up to maintain a good posture. Avoid aggressive movements. Repeat, bevel leg position, then prepare and change weight, prepare and change weight, and this is how you start walking in heels. Next, the knees. We started with the legs, now the knees, hip, chest, and head. My knees should never be bent. They should always be straight when I finish a step. When I shift weight, they flex but do not bend. Just let them relax and go. From the side, flex and flex. To make the legs and knees look longer, start moving from the torso, shifting weight from heels to toes, then extend the leg, shift the weight, and push out the hips. Is that clear? Okay, so now let's talk about hip movement. It's not about rotating or opening the hip, nor is it driven by the muscle. The movement comes from shifting your weight. As you shift your weight to your heel, your hip naturally moves. When walking, start with your weight on your toes, then shift it towards your heel, and this will move your hips. 3, 4. As you can see, the torso stays extended and there is a bit of a lead with each step. Remember, your hands can either stay behind or rest on your waist. Your head generally stays straight, but if you want to add different styles or moods, you can move your head along with your body. If I want to be more aggressive, I lower my head a bit. If I want to be more elegant, I lift my head slightly like this. It is very important to keep the head aligned with the shoulders and back. I'm always aiming to maintain this line, and be careful not to deviate from this alignment. Yes, it is important to maintain this posture. When we move into quick steps, we can't do everything at once. The first thing to minimize is the hip movement. I still shift my weight, but not as much, to avoid losing balance or timing. So for quick steps, let's break it down into 2 steps. 1, 2, 1, 2. Then we'll do single steps. 1, 1. Notice the difference? The weight changes much faster. Now let's combine the fast and slow versions. So the fast version is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. These are small steps with small movements. The slow version takes 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. For fast steps is 1, 2, 3, 4. For a quick click, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If the music is very fast, there's no time to lift the leg from the ground, so you have to raise it with style. Instead of doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, do it with a stylish lift. Okay, so that's how we close the walking session. Now let's look at walking backwards. There are 2 ways to do it, the slow version and the fast version. So for the slow version, it's the same idea as walking forward. You extend your leg, prepare, change weight, and shift your hip. We repeat, extend the leg, prepare, change weight, and shift the hip. So it goes like this: prepare, change weight, shift hip. Prepare, change weight, shift hip, like this over and over again. For the faster version, take smaller steps and stay more on your toes. There's also a version where you walk backward with a slight tilt. This isn't technically perfect, but it's often used in choreography to add some flair to the dance. I'll show you from behind. Always start with the bevel position. To turn, you need to be clear about where your weight is. If your weight is on both legs, you can't turn. When you step right, your weight is on the right leg, allowing you to turn left. Cross over, shift weight, and turn. If you start with the right foot, you always turn left. If you start with the left foot, you always turn right. So let's review. I start with the right foot and then turn left, then left again and again. If I start with the left foot, I turn right, then right again and again. If you get confused, remember which legs holds the weight and the direction you need to turn. To summarize the basic, always start with the bevel position, keeping the weight inward. Steps involve preparation, weight change, and hip out. The same technique applies to both forward and backward walking. Keep your knees and toes stretched with legs facing outward to maintain the line. For hands, the easy option is on the waist and the advanced option is behind, with shoulder movements. Practice timing exercises in counts of 4, 2, 1 and syncopated. Practice forward and backward walking and walking with turns. Remember, if you start with the right foot, turn left on the 3rd step. If you start with the left foot, turn right. Now you're ready to start dancing in heels.